I donated my eggs at 21 to pay for college 10 years later. Twins who look exactly like me moved in next door. The first time I saw them, two 8-year-old girls with my distinctive red curls and unusual hazel eyes. I dropped my grocery bags in the middle of the driveway. Eggs shattered on the pavement while I stared at what looked like younger versions of myself playing in the yard next door. Sorry about that. Their mother rushed over, helping me gather the salvageable groceries. We just moved in yesterday. I am Rebecca, and these are my daughters, Emma and Olivia. The twins ran over, curious about the new neighbor. One had a small birthmark near her left eyebrow identical to the one I've had since birth. I couldn't breathe 10 years earlier. I'd been a broke junior at Miscrim, drowning in student loans and facing the possibility of dropping out. The egg donation had promised $8,000, enough to keep me in school another semester. The process was harder than they'd described. Hormone injections that made me bloated and emotional. The surgical retrieval that left me in pain for days. But the money had saved my education. The clinic had assured me everything was anonymous. The intended parents would never know my name, and I would never know theirs or if any pregnancies resulted from my donation. I'd signed away all rights, checked the no-contact box, and moved on with my life. Yet here they were, unmistakably carrying my DNA, playing hopscotch 20 feet from my front door. Are they adopted? I blurted out to Rebecca before I could stop myself. She looked surprised, but answered openly. We couldn't conceive naturally, and donor eggs were our last option. She smiled at her daughters with such profound love that I felt like an intruder for even asking. Best decision we ever made. Over the following weeks, I watched the family from behind my curtains like some creepy stalker. The girls were bright, funny, and kind, dancing in the sprinklers, reading books under their maple tree. Rebecca's husband James coached their soccer team. They were a picture-perfect family straight from a Hallmark movie. Meanwhile, I spiraled. I called the clinic, but patient confidentiality prevented them from confirming anything. The coincidence seemed impossible. Of all the neighborhoods in all the cities, how could these children end up living next door to their biological egg donor? Each time the girls waved at me, something primal ached in my chest. They weren't my children. I had never wanted children, yet my body seemed to recognize them in ways my rational mind couldn't explain. One evening, Emma knocked on my door. Mom's making lasagna and wants to know if you'd like to join us. At dinner, I learned Rebecca was an oncology nurse, and James taught high school physics. The conversation flowed easily until Olivia said, "You and our mom have the same necklace." My hand flew to my throat where I wore a small silver pendant shaped like a maple seed, the helicopter seeds that spin when falling. Rebecca was wearing an identical one. "Where did you get that?" I asked, my voice barely steady. "It was a gift from our donor," Rebecca explained. "The clinic allows a small token to be passed along." Her note said, "Maple seeds represent possibility, how something small can travel far from its original tree and grow into something new." I'd written those exact words to my unknown recipient a decade ago, but I'd never imagined I'd hear them spoken back to me across a dinner table. "Are you okay?" Rebecca asked, noticing my pallor. I wasn't okay. I was terrified of the truth destroying this beautiful family. These weren't my children. I had given away microscopic cells, not babies. Rebecca had carried them, burst them, kissed every scrape, taught them to read. She was their mother in every way that mattered. "Food Alice," I lied. "Could I use your bathroom?" "In their hallway bathroom, surrounded by unicorn towels and children's toothbrushes." I made my decision. I would find a new apartment across town where I wouldn't have to face this cosmic coincidence daily. 3 weeks later, as I packed my car, Emma and Olivia brought me a goodbye card they'd made. In play high, they'd drawn 3 maple trees, 2 small ones, and 1 larger one with helicopter seeds floating between them. When they explained that seeds travel to make new trees, Emma said, "We're sad you are traveling away that night." Rebecca texted me, "The girls are devastated you are leaving. They've never connected with an adult outside family like they did with you. I don't understand it, but would you consider still being in their lives?" Khalees next week. I stared at those maple tree drawings for hours, understanding something profound about motherhood and connection. Some bonds transcend explanation. I'm still their neighbor. I never told Rebecca the truth. Instead, I'd become Ange to the girls, the one who teaches them piano, who knows exactly which ice cream they'll choose before they do, who sometimes catches their mother watching us with a curious expression. Maybe someday the truth will emerge. Maybe it never needs to. I've learned that family isn't just about shared DNA. It's about showing up, about choosing each other again and again, and sometimes it's about watching your own maple seeds take root and grow even when you never intended to plant a garden.